The following program contains shocking challenges to Republicans. If you suffer from blind party loyalty, this show might not be right for you. Check with a Tea Party leader.
Standing for truth in the four corners of America. Fighting for justice on the frontiers of the culture wars. And turning resistance into an art form. The only TV host arrested more times than Mahatma Gandhi, Randall Terry.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We've got the Amen Corner. Yeah. Amen. In today's news, Libya is visited by Leon Panetta, a historic visit, and a new word in the English language. And Michelle Bachmann and Newt Gingrich duking it out. Finally, did they have something of substance to talk about? This and so much more. Today's program brought to you in part by Libya. If you want an example of how to overthrow a tyrant, just look to Libya. And by Tim Tebow, creating a whole new craze in evangelical fervor. I'll be right back after a quick word from my good friend, Rusty Cowpoke. Use Botox, dude. Use Botox.
What's America coming to? We've lost Barney Frank. You know, that trusted congressman who was always there to make sure that we'd be a socialist nation, to enslave our kids and to debt, and to the Chinese government. What are we gonna do without Paul Barney Frank?
Thank you, thank you. Amen Corner, I love you. You I love. All right, we've got a lot to talk about in today's program, but first, a philosophical question. What do you get when you cross Bob Dylan with James Brown? Jump back, kiss myself, zabadoo. Tough crowd. Okay, what do you get when you cross Britney Spears with Bill Clinton? Oops, I did it again. I'm not that innocent. Hit me, baby, one more time. I'm sick. Okay, anyway, moving along. Coming up later on in the program, Newt Gingrich and Michelle Bachmann, finally, last debate, last question, last man standing, Newt Gingrich talking about unborn babies. We've made it through how many Republican debates without one question about child killing? And finally, it comes. And I'll be honest with you, I was actually shocked at what went on. We'll come to that in the next segment. First, let's talk about Leon Panetta. Security, would you please get that man out of here? Yeah, him. Get him out of here, please. Get him out. Get him out now. We don't want your kind around here. Stinking riffraff. He's out of here. He's out of here. This is an Obama-free audience, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you. All right. Leon Panetta made a trip to Libya. It was horrifying. Leon Panetta said that the civil war and the overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi would serve as an example to other nations for the Arab Spring. Is Mr. Panetta on drugs? Did you know that the United States of America pressured, with the help of England, pressured Gaddafi into giving up weapons of mass destruction and took Libya off of the terrorist nation list? They brought him in out of the cold, as it were. The Prime Minister of England made 2 trips to Libya, and just before President Bush left office, he sent Condoleezza Rice on a high-level visit to Libya to welcome Muammar Gaddafi and Libya back into the fold of civilized nations. And so then, how do we treat this regime? Mind you, I think that Muammar Gaddafi was a demon-possessed lunatic madman. But the point is this. Is this how we treat somebody, that we use sanctions and we say, okay, now you're a friend? You're our collaborator in the war on terror? Worse yet, Muammar Gaddafi was literally sodomized with a knife, as you know. And Leon Panetta stands there and says with a straight face that you serve as an example of what can happen in the Arab Spring. Can you imagine the leaders of Syria saying, I'm next, I love this, come on into our country? This was launched by the Muslim Brotherhood who is committed to restoring the caliphate, the Muslim Brotherhood who is committed to spreading Islam by the sword, the Muslim Brotherhood who is committed to implementing Sharia law in every Islamic nation and in the whole earth. Leon Panetta has done a great disservice to the people of the world, and it is an embarrassment to freedom-loving people everywhere, and it's an affront to the church, because the Muslim Brotherhood is committed to silencing the witness of Jesus Christ in the earth. Leon Panetta, shame on you, and shame on the Obama administration. All right, let's go to something just a little bit lighter. The Catholic world, as you may know, crosses themselves. All right? It goes something like this. They also genuflect, where they go down on one knee and cross themselves. Now, the Orthodox, they cross themselves, but it's in reverse. Did you ever notice that? Greek and Russian Orthodox, they cross themselves this way. Well, the evangelical world, not to be outdone, has introduced, not genuflecting, not crossing, but a new word that is catching on everywhere, accompanied fully by an action. It's called T-bowing. You drop to one knee and you thank God, like the thinking man in the granite pose. Yes, I'm T-bowing, ladies and gentlemen. Have you seen it? Kids were suspended from high school, I think in Long Island, because they were T-bowing between classes. And it was catching on, 30, 40, 50 kids T-bowing at one time. Praying, of course, then there was a prayer part of it and kind of the camaraderie thing, and they were suspended. Now, my advice to those young men is this. Listen to me. Don't do something in public schools that causes difficulty. Please, be like the other kids. In between class, sneak outside and have a cigarette. Try and sell drugs. Maybe distribute birth control with the help of the nurse. But this nonsense of dropping to a knee and praying, it's got to stop. You're you're ruining diversity and tolerance by your horrible self-centered declaration of Christian principle. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to watch Michelle Bachmann and Newt Gingrich go toe-to-toe, finally, in a Republican debate. In case you didn't see it, a question about child killing. And by the way, I want to thank my staff, my family, my friends, our financial supporters who have worked so hard for the preceding months so that we could finally be in the best Tea Party studio in America, and dare I say it, perhaps the best studio for Christian ghetto broadcasting anywhere in the continental United States of America. I'll be right back. Amen corner. I love you.
The mountain roads in West Virginia are outfitted with signs that say, "Look out for fallen rocks." To which my father said, "Let the fallen rocks look out for themselves."
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I've been making superb nutritional supplements for over 15 years, and from day one, I've partnered with Randall, helping to fund his invaluable work in reclaiming our country's biblical and godly roots. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives since its inception.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 essential areas of nutrition your body needs on a daily basis. Each serving of the Total Living Drink provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, enzymes for better digestion and nutrient absorption, protein for building lean muscle mass so you can burn more fat for fuel, probiotics for better intestinal function, herbs for building energy and stamina, antioxidants for maximum immune function and disease prevention, and all the vitamins and minerals you need for slowing down aging and maximum health. You would have to take 30 to 40 capsules each day and spend almost $10 a day to match the over 30,000 milligrams of total nutrition in each scoop of the Total Living Drink. Order right now and get started on the amazing Total Living Drink. They come in 2 delicious flavors, Total Living Drink Greens and Total Living Drink Berry. And every single dollar we receive, we give a generous amount to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Visit us online at the address on your screen and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today, and for the daily price of a latte, you can get back on the road to better health and energy with Kylea's Total Living Drink.
Moments with Moses. Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I love you, Amen Corner. You good? All right. Zip it, zip it. Shut up over there. All right. I have been watching the Republican debates, as many as you have. Fox, CNBC, MSNBC, CNN, whoever, ABC. I have been heartbroken, even disgusted, that not one moderator had the courage and the integrity to ask questions about America's #1 issue, namely child killing. And then, in the last debate before the Iowa caucus, on the Fox debate at the end of last week, the last question in the last debate is asked about child killing. Finally! And it started a rumble between Michelle Bachmann and Newt Gingrich, and I was shocked the way it went, and I was really shocked the way it ended. We're going to play that clip for you now.
Congresswoman Bachmann, you say that Speaker Gingrich has a, quote, inconsistent record on life, and you have singled out comments he made recently that life begins with the implantation of a fertilized egg, not at conception. What's your concern?
Well, my concern is the fact that the Republican Party can't get the issue of life wrong. This is a basic part of our party. Just last night, we gathered in Des Moines to talk about this issue because it's that crucial to our party. And one of the concerns that I had is that when Speaker Gingrich was Speaker of the House, he had an opportunity to defund Planned Parenthood, and he chose not to take it. That's a big issue. And also, I think even more troubling, when he was in Washington, D.C., he made an affirmative statement that he would not only support, but he would campaign for Republicans who are in support of the barbaric procedure known as partial birth abortion. I could never do that. And as a matter of fact, George Will asked the question of Speaker Gingrich. He said this. He said, is it a virtue to tolerate infanticide? This is a seminal issue. It's something that we can't get wrong. And as President of the United States, I will be 100% pro-life from conception until natural death.
Speaker Gingrich?
Sometimes Congresswoman Bachmann doesn't get her facts very accurate. I had a 98.5% right to life voting record in 20 years. The only
Go ahead.
The only difference was that they didn't like the initial welfare reform bill, which every other conservative group had said had nothing in it on abortion, period. That's the only one in 20 years. I believe that life begins at conception. The conversation we were having, which was an ABC interview, I was frankly thinking about proposing a commission to look at fertility clinics because I think there is a challenge with what happens to embryos who I think should be regarded as life because by definition they've been conceived. I am against any kind of experimentation on embryos, and I think my position on life actually has been very clear and very consistent.
Let me just ask you, I want to ask you a direct question, if I may, Speaker. Now, that was your rebuttal to Congresswoman Bachmann.
But can I rebuttal, have a rebuttal for getting my facts wrong?
Absolutely, Congresswoman.
because this isn't just once. I think it's outrageous to continue to say over and over through the debates that I don't have my facts right, when as a matter of fact, I do. I'm a serious candidate for President of the United States, and my facts are accurate. Speaker Gingrich said that he would actively support and campaign for Republicans who got behind the barbaric practice of partial birth abortion. This is not a small issue. This is a big issue. I think George Will was right when he asked that question. What virtue is there in tolerating infanticide?
We're way over time, so I'm just going to ask you for 30 seconds, sir, to, respond on that specific issue.
What I said on that particular issue is I wouldn't go out and try to purge Republicans. Now, I don't see how you're going to govern the country if you're going to run around and decide who you're going to purge. The fact is, twice when I was Speaker, we moved the end of partial birth abortion. Clinton vetoed it. We worked very hard, and Rick Santorum has been a leader on this issue. I have consistently opposed partial birth abortion. I, in fact, would like to see us go much further than that and eliminate abortions as a choice. And I've said, as president, I would defund Planned Parenthood and shift the money to pay for adoption services to give young women a choice of life rather than death.
Thank you, Speaker.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Once again, I'm disappointed in Michelle Bachmann. Okay, of course Newt Gingrich believes life begins at conception. He has said it over and over, and it's a part of his Catholic faith. As a Catholic, a convert to the Catholic Church, he must publicly uphold the teachings of the Church. He's not going to get in a fight with priests, bishops, and crazy people like me. So, he corrected that, but did you hear at the end? You could see it on his face. He kind of paused, and he said, I'm not just against partial birth abortion. I don't think that there should be any... Did I hear candidate Gingrich say that he would make it illegal to kill unborn babies? It's the closest we've got from any of the candidates in any debate. I don't know what to make of it, but my antenna is up, people. My antenna is up. And we'll see if Newt Gingrich is going to be the nominee. All I can say is this: Romney is Obama with white skin, okay? So if you're a racist and you like Obama's policies, vote for Mitt Romney, because he's your man. He's like the poster boy of... All right, I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, more jarring intellectual stimulus for your brain. I am the philosophical arms dealer for the right-hand side of your brain. Don't go away.
Have you even done one story? One story.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount, or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
Victory will never be found by taking the line of least resistance. Sir Winston Churchill.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As many of you know, I am running in a Democratic primary against Obama. And by the time you see this, on actually the very night that you're watching this, I will be in a debate in New Hampshire at St. Anselm's College that has hosted many nationally televised debates. And this debate, yes, will be televised on C-SPAN. Will Obama be there? I don't think he's got the guts to face me. That's all I'm saying. He knows. He knows. If I go toe-to-toe with him, you know what? I'll let him use his teleprompter. That's the only way that it could be fair, is if I let him use his teleprompter. All kidding aside, I will be in a televised debate on Monday evening from St. Anselm. We will have our camera crews there as well. There are some 14 candidates who will be participating that are not the Republican and Democratic candidates that you have been watching on the debates thus far. We will spend a few days in New Hampshire trying to interview some of the other presidential candidates and making our presence known there. Let me talk to you for just a minute about presidential politics. Here's the long and the short, friend. We have fallen into this trap of, I want to pick a winner. This is not a horse race. You are not trying to figure out how you can double your money or make 50 cents on a dollar or make a 10-to-1 bet. Your goal as a Christian voter must be that your vote is a reflection of your commitment to ethics. You understand? Your vote is, to quote Howard Phillips, is the political currency of your virtue. Now, ethically, if you get in a general election and you have Obama, aka Beelzebub, against candidate B, you can then decide ethically if you should support candidate B. But your goal right now is not to look at, well, who could be candidate B? I want to pick a winner. I want to be the one who said, yeah, I voted for candidate B when he was in Iowa. I voted for candidate B when he was in New Hampshire. I picked a winner. Oh, look at me go. No. If he is Romney, for example, who is Obama with white skin and his policies, if you're saying, well, Obama's got to be beaten, and I think that Romney stands the best chance of beating him in the general election, so therefore I'm going to vote for him. Nonsense. You vote for somebody who best reflects the ethics of heaven. By the way, notice that I didn't say your ethics, because it's not about you. It's not about them reflecting your ethics. It's about them reflecting the ethics of our Maker. I've got to take a quick break. When I come back, I will quote one of those incendiary founding fathers. And if you read the Federalist Papers, if you read the words of Samuel Adams, John Quincy Adams, Patrick Henry, Thomas Jefferson, you find that these are not men who are looking to pick a winner. These are men who are committed to life and liberty and justice under God. If we're going to restore this republic, we're going to have to imitate them. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
The Lord is at your right hand. He will shatter kings on the day of his wrath.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
George Washington said, persuaded that if ever a crisis should arise, to call forth the good sense and spirit of the people, no deficiency in either will be found. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that if George Washington were alive today, he would not have that sentiment. He would not be persuaded that the spirit and the good sense of the people should come forth to meet a crisis, because we have become so deluded by bread and circuses, so numbed to what really matters in the earth. If God were to hold court right now and call you in front of him and say, I want you to tell me right now what are the most important things happening in America, what would you say? Would you say, well, Lord, clearly it's the economy? Wrong answer. If you do not base your political paradigm and your political hierarchy on the commandments of God, then you are behaving like any humanist, any Marxist, any hedonist. If we don't say, God, you made us and you get to be king and you get to decide what is the most important thing, and I will have my spirit ready to fight for that which matters to you, and therefore that which matters to me and to my family. If you don't have that spirit that says, God, I am yours, the earth is yours, you are the king of the nations, you are the ruler of the universe, you are the judge of all nations. If you don't have that spirit, that sentiment, that paradigm through which you see the world, then you have become like, well, any other pagan. Now, by the way, technically a pagan, of course, is somebody who is unconverted. 75% of us are baptized. The problem is we are not living our faith in the public square. So you have Christians all over the map. Christians who say you can kill a baby. Christians who say, well, homosexuals should be able to be married or at least have civil unions. Christians who say the government should take care of us when we're in need. Christians who are calling for socialism. Christians who are calling for Marxism. On and on we go. The sense that there is such a thing as Christian politics based upon the laws of Moses and the words of Christ, that sentiment is all but lost. George Washington said he was persuaded that should a crisis arise, the spirit of the people would arise and be equal to the challenge. If there was a meltdown in our major cities today, if the dollar collapsed, if there were gas lines, if there were food shortages, what are we going to become as a nation? At least during the Great Depression, we did have that spirit that George Washington spoke of. And when the crisis occurred, people rose to the occasion. Not anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We're in a place where if there was a Great Depression, if there was a crisis of epic proportions, God only knows the mess we would be in. Thank you.